right, we are live. But I am like, can I make this go closer to me? There we go. I am sitting in our den in my recliner. Of course, I'm not reclined, and thought I would just kind of relax a little bit. So, welcome everybody. It's tea time, Tea Talks Tuesday, and this is where my daughter Rachel and I hang out once a week to just talk about the latest events, what's going on in our lives. We love to hear from you guys. Any questions, any conversation topics you guys would like to cover, please let us know. And normally I'm actually in our dining room, but today I'm like, I want to be comfortable. I'm just going to hang out in here in the den. So looks like we have Justin on. We're just going to wait for Rachel to join us any minute now. So last week we had a lot of snow and very cold, and this week we have rain. We've had rain since probably the end of last week. So it's very wet outside, and it is cool, but it's not freezing cold like it has been. So, and it is Texas. So, anything below, 40 degrees, we're all freaking out. So it is nice. I think the high today was 60 or 58, so it wasn't bad, but it was cloudy and rainy almost all day. And I think we're having rain for the next few days as well. The my mom's house did go up for sale, and it is live as of yesterday or the day before yesterday. And we've already had a couple of people reach out interested in the home. So that's exciting. Yay. So I'm looking forward to this part of my life being over, and I can just kind of move on and do some fun things for myself. I did post my outfit of the day and some jewelry that I got from Love Arrow, which I've got a few pieces on today or right now. I had a lot of them on earlier, and then the two rings. Let's see if I can do this. How do you do this? Well, here, we'll just do it one at a time. And then here's this one. So, and then this one necklace. I have a couple of them on, but this is the one from Love Arrow. Oh, it looks like we have Kim is on, Rachel's on. Let's get her out there. So we'll wait for her to join us. Hope everyone's doing great. It's funny, I don't know what to talk about when I'm by myself. She's gonna. All right, let's see if that works. Oh, come on. It's funny, this is not easy for some reason. Rachel is unable to join. Okay, I guess we're going to wait, or we'll just keep trying this over and over. Hello, Rob is here. Oh, there she is. Yay.
I do not understand.
Yeah, you can't see my head, can you?
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. I mean, I have to like press it several times.
Sure.
Okay. I decided to be in the den today. The the dining room table is filled with all kinds of stuff. So I just didn't want to clean it off, and I was tired. So it's been kind of a rainy day today. And so what's the weather like up there?
I have no idea what the temperature is. Maybe like 50s
Okay.
and gloomy.
Yeah, it's gloomy here too.
So, did it rain?
Yeah, it's rained a little bit.
Um, was it the 50? I have no idea.
Okay.
It was not chilly. I wore grandma's red blazer today.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That looked really good. The
Yeah.
picture I saw. Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah.
Was it
So
warm?
no, I mean no. It's a really light jacket, but
Okay.
I didn't need something over it. That's why I was like, I don't think it was very cold today. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Very
Um.
nice.
Um. So what did we talk about last week?
A little bit of wellness, self-care, I think probably a little bit of positivity. I don't know. Maybe I should start writing notes on what we talk about week to week.
I saw a post, or I've seen like a lot of people posting recently about today being like January 72nd.
It hasn't been that bad.
Has this month has this month been like long for you?
No.
So it's funny because like I really do feel like it should be like February. It
No,
feels like it's been a long month. Like my birthday feels like it was months ago.
yeah, considering how busy I've been for 2 months, this has not been a long month at all. Now, day to day and week to week have been long. Like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, is today Monday? Is it Tuesday? What day is it? And then I find out it's Friday, or I find out, it's several days earlier.
Yeah.
Um, but really, when I look back on it, to me, it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been
Good.
long at all.
Well, good.
Usually, January and March tend to be the longest months because they have 31 days. Is that right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
other months do too, but I don't know. It feels really long. So, and then today at work, I said, it was like midday, and I said to my coworker, I was like, "Oh, Curtis, what a week!" And he like looked at me, and we kind of like looked at each other for 5 seconds, and then I was like, "It's only Tuesday, isn't it?" And he's like, "Yes." So, um, but it's already been a long week. Not
Yeah.
negative, not negatively or anything. It's just been,
A lot going on.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we're done,
Just
folks. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you.
yeah, just life stuff we can discuss off camera later, another time. But
Oh, I don't know. People might want to hear about the off camera part.
no.
Eh,
Um, but I will say, and going off of our theme for the month for our lives, um, I have in the last week fallen off the wagon major with everything that I was doing that we've talked about. Now, there are a few things that have either stayed the same or have gotten better.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hit the thing. Sorry if I'm shaking. Um, but I have fallen off the wagon in other ways, and I can tell. So, in terms of the self care that we've, been discussing this month, my gratitude, I have missed many days, not many days. I have missed quite a few days here and there, um, which I've given myself grace on, but the last week has been even worse, and I can tell. And uh, like with that, I don't know. It's just I feel I hit the ground running so hard that now I'm like losing steam. But in terms of like health and wellness rather than the self-care aspect of it, that's going really well, even though I haven't tried really to make that go well. And work's going really well, which I guess I do try every day, but that's a different thing. But
Well, so back up a minute. So, what exactly did you fall off the wagon? Is that writing in your gratitude journal? Is what did you fall off exactly?
so the gratitude journal is the main thing. And second, I have been playing way too much Sims.
When did you get back doing that?
You know, gosh, like a week and a half, maybe.
Okay.
And now in the past, that has been kind of a self-care thing because it's very easy to like dissociate from the world. It's almost like
Oh,
kind of like how why some people read.
it's a
But
lot of fun.
well, it
I have
is.
to admit, Sims is a lot of fun. I have a blast
Yes.
designing houses. So yes, I get it.
Yes. And I'm the opposite. I like to like play certain like situations, but um a lot of screen time because of that though.
Okay.
Because Justin and I already watch quite a bit of TV because we have like a wind down show where like huge Big Bang Theory people. So we'll watch like one or two episodes of that to kind of wind down at the end of the day. High Potential, which if you have not seen that, you
I've
need to
not
see that.
even heard of it. When you say high potential, I'm thinking you're describing something. It's an adjective.
No, it's a TV show on ABC. I think we stream it on who Kayla. Oh my god, blast from the past. Um
Do
Hi,
I
how
know
are you?
Kayla? Do I know Kayla?
No. No.
Okay. Hi, Kayla. Oh,
Gosh,
and Kim is on too. So hi,
hi
Kim.
Kim. No, I've known gosh, I met Kayla like almost 11 years ago at the G. Um, gosh, I got like so wow, that was like a blast from the past.
So what is this television show? You stream it on what,
Oh,
Hulu?
High Potential. I think we stream it on Hulu because it's on ABC, but you can watch it like, the next day
Okay.
on Hulu. So you can't just go like Netflix and watch one whole season and like binge watch it. Um, it is really good. So that's on every Tuesday. So we typically watch that every Wednesday. So we already watch more TV than I was used to prior to Justin, which if you remember, I think I turned the TV on once a week.
I don't think I knew
You don't
that.
remember
I mean,
that?
I know you're not a big TV person, but yeah.
Yeah. So before him, when I was living at Junction, I would turn the TV on once, maybe like 2 days a week. So so The Sims added on to what we already do. It's just too much screen time. Um, but I will say, oh, and I think another thing is sports is picking up. Kids
Love
sports.
the look on your face.
It is good. It is good. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about it. And I don't know how you and Dad did it with one of me,
And you did a
let
lot.
alone four who do a lot.
Well,
So,
you did a lot for one person.
yeah, it's been very easy to kind of like fall. So yeah, too much screen time. I've only read 2 books this year, which by this time last year,
That's weird.
right.
You normally do 2 a week.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've kind of fallen off the wagon a bit, but and then my sleep is so bad now. I had one of my insomnia nights last night where I didn't go to sleep till like after 2, woke up at 5. Um, but there are other things that I'm noticing that are, positives. So it's very weird. I don't know. Got to find the
Interesting.
balance.
Well, your insomnia nights, are you eating and drinking? Are you eating late? Are you drinking caffeine late? Because if I drink certain caffeine products, I cannot have. Some I can, some it's fine. But if I eat late, I'm doomed. I cannot eat and then go to bed within the hour or an hour and a half because then I'm just like I feel like I'm laying on rocks. It's horrible. But are you eating, drinking late? Because you do eat way later than I'm used to.
We ate at like 5:15.
Today?
No, last night.
Oh, okay.
And then I ate dinner at 5:30
Oh, very good.
today.
That's actually really good for you guys. I
I'm,
feel like it is. Because
yeah.
normally you're eating when we get on our calls, or you're going to eat after we get off the call, or
Well, the difference is I got home way earlier than usual today, and Justin's not home.
he's at a game.
He's at 2 games back to back.
Okay.
So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I guess we do eat somewhat on the later side, like 6:30. But like on Mondays and Fridays when I work, well, actually Fridays we're not even home because we leave to go to sports. So Monday, we usually eat like around 5:15.
Oh, good. Okay.
But we still don't. Even then, I don't think 6:15 is all that late. When we eat at 6:15,
Yeah.
but I didn't have caffeine yesterday.
Wow. I wonder what's going on.
Didn't drink any alcohol. Now I don't know about prior days. Um, we didn't watch anything that, yeah, I don't know. They're, to me, they're very random. Like last night was a Monday. The one prior to this was, I think, a Wednesday. Prior to that was a Thursday. Um,
So far, there's nothing consistent that you can put with it.
no.
Hmm.
I think you have a window of time to go to bed. And if you don't go to bed in that window, you're screwed. And sometimes my window is too early. Like there have been times where I've gone to bed at like 7:30 and I'm awake at midnight and I'm awake. Like that's it.
So
So,
if I've gotten 2 or 3 hours of sleep and I wake up, I'm awake the rest of the night. I mean, it's like I've gotten my nap in. It's time to get up and do things. As long as I don't wake up, I can get back to sleep. But if it's something where I've had to, get out of bed or something's happened, then no, I won't go back to sleep. It's like once, and if I hit that window and I haven't gone to sleep yet, then I'm doomed.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So, but what's always weird to me too is the day after these nights, I am so hyped up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so hyped up. So, yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Well, I hope it gets better. So tonight, hopefully you'll get to sleep well. You'll get to sleep early.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be
yep,
nice.
yeah. And I have the night to myself, so which I don't get a lot. Um, what? When was the last time you had a night to yourself?
When I was in the UK,
Oh, that's right. Well, that was still a while ago, but 3 years.
it'll be 3 years in June.
Yeah. So two and a
Yeah.
half years. Last week it was the same way. Although tonight's going to be a little bit later than last week, but remember I was same situation last week, and
Yeah.
I turned on the YouTube that I told you about, where you can put on a scene and it plays like classical or jazz
Oh yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Um, so I turned that on. I don't even think I read. I just kind of like sat here. It was nice.
Very nice. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So with that, I guess it's been I guess it's been 2.5 years for you, but like when you were my age, or even 2.5 years ago, what did you enjoy about? How did you take advantage of like nights to yourself when they weren't frequent?
I, well, I don't know. For me, having having the house to myself or apartment to myself or what have you, it would be about turning on a movie or a show that I don't normally watch,
Yeah.
or music, and having it turned up to where no matter where I'm at in the house, I can hear it and clean or do some pampering. But I love to
I
clean.
I know. That's what that we discussed that last week too.
Yeah. So, just basically, I'd probably say just watching a show that I don't really get to watch right now, I guess, would be the most common thing.
Okay. So,
Because like there have been times when I would wake up at midnight, and if I wasn't married and didn't have Rob or Lucy, I would probably just get up and start cleaning or doing a load of laundry and then go back to bed. And then by the time I get up in the morning, the laundry's done, the house is clean. I've woken up to a clean house,
okay,
but
Monica.
waking up at midnight and then waking up the whole house because you're vacuuming is not very nice.
No.
Yeah.
So you are all about elevating your life.
Making improvements day to day.
So how would you elevate, like how would you tell whether it's a single person listening, someone who has a roommate, a spouse, whatever the situation, who may have a night to themselves, how would you elevate just, oh, I'm just going to clean, or I'm just going to put on a movie I don't normally watch? What are some ways that you think you could elevate that?
Probably going through my closet, ironing clothes that need to be ironed so I can wear them.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be nice because sometimes when I'm getting dressed, like my button ups, I'm like, well, crud, I didn't iron it, so I'm not going to wear that unless I'm wearing it under a sweater. Then doing some form of exercise, whether it's yoga, meditation would be huge. Putting on some kind of low music, whether it's instrumental, nature sounds, raining sounds, whatever, classical, what have you, and then just doing some meditation or just sitting there writing in a journal or a gratitude journal or whatever, things like that.
Okay.
Things that, because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I feel like if I do certain things, I'm wasting time, even though it's not a waste of time, but I'm wasting time because like, oh man, I got laundry to do, or I got to go do this.
Yeah.
So yesterday was a really rough day. So I've hurt my neck with all the moving and picking up and cleaning and all that stuff. I've hurt my neck. So I couldn't bend, I couldn't turn. I would drive and my whole top half of my body would have to turn, just look in the blind spot, make sure I could change lanes. So I had a massage, and I know there was one more thing. And then Rob had his rodeo thing in the evening. So we had 2 or 3 things that needed to be done yesterday. Not a big deal. Today was IVIG day, and I had not cleaned the house. And I shouldn't say I haven't cleaned. I haven't vacuumed the extra dog that Lucy sheds throughout the house. And the kitchen counter, especially where the nurse puts her stuff together, had plants and dirt and grime on it. So it's like, so there were things that needed to get done. Then over the weekend, we find out that some of the things that we were supposed to do got moved to Monday. And I'm sitting here going, well, wait a minute, I've already got this and I got that. And we had the veterans something or other picking up furniture and clothes that didn't sell in the estate sale. And so, they don't give you an exact time. So, you got to wait for them. And by the time everything was said and done, it's like 8 o'clock at night. I haven't vacuumed yet, and it needed to be vacuumed. I haven't cleaned the kitchen counter yet. There's crap all over the island. And I needed to take my muscle relaxant because I've had a massage. Now I had the massage, but then I'm picking up stuff. I'm moving things. It's like, well, that kind of defeated the purpose, but my neck didn't get worse. It was fine. And so it's, 8:30 at night. I'm getting home and I'm rushing. Poor Rob. I'm like, just get this shit out of here. Just get that. I don't care where you put it. Just get it away. Get away from me. Because I needed to wipe the counter down. I needed to vacuum, and I want to take my muscle relaxers to go to bed. And if I wait too long to take them, like I did last night, then I wind up having a hard time getting up in the morning. it's one of those things where I need to take that stuff at like 6, 7 o'clock at the latest. And I wound up taking it around 9-ish. So I was like doomed. I was doomed. But yesterday was rough because there were so many things that needed to get done. And I started off the day with doing self-care and getting productivity stuff done. And then all of a sudden it felt like, bam, I'm enjoying my time in the middle of the day. But because it wasn't planned and because all this other stuff needed to be done, it kind of like took away from the time I needed to do what needed to get done. You know what I'm trying to say? It was very overwhelming, but I had a great massage yesterday. He really did a great job on my neck. And then Friday, I have a facial massage. So she'll do a 30-minute neck, shoulder, and upper back massage for me. And then part of the facial, they do some neck stretching as part of the facial. So I'll get that kind of stuff on Friday. And then I have an appointment already for the following week because it's still not where it needs to be, my neck. But yeah, I'm trying. The house went live Sunday, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Sunday, it went live. And today the photographer came by to do interior pictures and exterior shots, as well as the park shots that are across the street from our houses. He was there today. Rob's IVIG was today. And we've already had 1 or 2 people interested in the house. And so we have another agent who's going to the house to show it on Thursday. So a lot of activities Sunday for the house.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, did I answer your question?
That and some.
So yeah. Maybe I just needed to talk.
That's okay.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna try to fix this.
Am I on a tripod?
No, you were not. You were, and then you weren't, and now I'm trying to get it back to normal again.
Oh, gotcha.
So
what? I don't even know what I asked before.
If I had the house alone, Rob's not home.
How would you elevate your time alone?
Well,
other than, so you're someone who likes to clean. So, okay, that can be very, mundane or too routine. So just some ideas to elevate that so that not only are you being productive, but, you're filling your cup, for lack of a better way to say it. Like I know for me, these nights don't come super often at all. And I have found that, I will just go and watch maybe like a horror movie because Justin doesn't watch those.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's really kind of all I'm doing. Well, after, if let's just say I have 5 of those nights in a 6-month period, do I really want to spend all 5 nights just doing that? So just kind of some ways to, elevate, since that's your brand. So like last week, turning on that YouTube thing I was saying, I think that was really nice for me, instead of turning on, like a horror movie like I normally would do. And I really ended up having a really good night.
Okay.
Even though I didn't do much. So, and then, are you now one of those people who, oh, I have this like really special or beautiful bottle of wine, but I only need to open it on a special occasion because I want to savor it or save it for a special occasion, or I have brownie mix in the pantry, but do I really want to waste that on like a lazy night? I'm going to save that for a special. I've always been like that, and I'm really trying to focus on not doing that. Have you ever been like that?
I don't think so.
You want it, you do it?
Pretty much. The only thing I probably would not have done would be the wine,
Sure.
because a lot of the wine, I can't drink the whole bottle. Well, I could, but that wouldn't be pretty. And
I know.
sometimes the wine, isn't good if you leave it out. Certain red wine you can do that with, but with red wines, but a lot of the whites and the blushes you can't really do that with.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that really with wine. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, spending alone time, quiet time, without worrying, did the dog get fed? Is Rob okay? Do I need to go down to the house? That would just be a nice thing. And instead of doing it that for a few hours or a half a day, being able to do that for a day or two or three in a row, that would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been that kind of person. So elevating my nights with like my favorite set of PJs that I hardly ever wear. Um, like enjoying that drink, whatever it is that I was waiting for something special or a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are really good like methods to do that. In terms of like elevating kind of what you're doing.
I do need to elevate my, well, and then talking about ironing, I know that sounds really mundane and really chore driven, but when it comes time to getting dressed the next day, it's like, wow, I wish I would have ironed that, or I wish I would have done that. And in the old days, when you were, in grade school, every Sunday I would sit in front of When Harry Met Sally or whatever
mhm.
movie, and I would iron the entire time the movie was on. And when the movie went off, I was done ironing, whether I was done or not. And I got a lot of ironing done, and it wasn't a chore because I'm sitting in front of the TV. I've got the ironing board, and I'm just watching the television. And I don't mind ironing. To me, it's not. I know, and I can see how it would be just a torture because you've got to watch the seams and you got to watch the creases, but to me that wasn't a big deal. I do. I did pull together some recipes to do some smoothies. Not
Mhm.
not only the fun smoothies that are just fun to drink, but the high in protein smoothies, the vegetable smoothies, detox smoothies, different things like that. I pulled together some recipes because that's one area that it's like I need to get back to getting more vegetables in my diet. So for me to elevate my day to day, my week to week, is getting more vegetables and protein in my diet. So I've got these recipes that I plan on sharing and actually making while on YouTube.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I'll be creating some things there, and as I'm making these, I'll probably be very basic at the very beginning, and then the experimenting will come once I get comfortable with my machine. And I haven't done it in a few years, so it's like, wow, I haven't done this in a really long time. But I think after a while, I'll probably do some experiments.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and have you ever done meditation?
Um, I don't like it. I
Okay.
I
That is
do
not something I can do in the house with anybody around, including Lucy. It's like I need to have complete stillness and complete
oh
quiet.
no. I like to do meditative walks. Um, but I can't sit and meditate. No.
Okay. Um,
No. No, that doesn't benefit me um much at all. But I do like to do like meditative walks. That's what my therapist calls them. So
So when you're doing the meditative walks, do you have a stair with you? Or are you doing them alone? And do you have earbuds in? Are you listening to something?
I guess it just kind of depends on what's going on. For example, if something is really weighing heavy on me in a negative aspect, um, I will probably be alone without any kind of music or podcast because I'm the crazy lady that you'll see walking and talking to herself. Um, because I'm having maybe the argument I want to have with whoever,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm saying things to this person that I don't intend on ever saying either to them or to anyone. If it's something where something's weighing on me, but it's not negative. So, like, for example, this isn't a negative thing yet, but something that I've been thinking about a lot lately is, well, buying a house. Um, and that I'm sure that there are a lot of possibilities that I don't know of right now because I haven't done the research because it's just not, I haven't done it. But in my mind, buying a house just seems so out of reach, even if it may not be as out of reach as I think, that's something that may be weighing on me, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just kind of something that's at the forefront of my mind. So in that kind of situation, for example, I may have music or a podcast in, and I'll just kind of think not necessarily about how can I fix this or how can I resolve XYZ. It's more so almost like manifesting. I'll kind of visualize. So I use the example of the house, but that's just an example. But, I might just visualize whatever the situation is. So I guess it just really it really depends on how negative something is, I think, on how I do it. But I prefer to do that over sitting in peace and quiet. I can't even fall asleep with peace and quiet. I
That's interesting.
have to have so one of the things with my insomnia nights is on those nights I don't typically fall asleep. Well, I don't fall asleep, period, but those nights I may not have had an opportunity to listen to my audiobook. Like last night, Justin came to bed way earlier than he normally does at the same time as me. We don't go to bed at the same time ever. So I didn't have an opportunity to listen to my book. And I laid there for like an hour and a half and finally was like, screw this, you know?
Can you,
So,
can you see the comments?
yeah. What?
So Rachel, go up one. So you can see Rachel's comment.
Oh, okay. We have the best. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing about like buying a house that's
So
the
no, read it out loud because I put the phone back on the stand, so
oh,
and people can't see it.
yes. Okay, so it says we have the best lender who can talk to you about options. We've used her twice now and literally become friends. She's like a mortgage mom, walked us through 2 home buying processes, which is stressful, and I'm a freak and she still likes me, so you can't shake her. So for anyone that's like listening to this, my friend Rachel just commented that, and she's in the DFW area in Texas. Um, I mean, it's not even about the process, Rachel. The first issue that we have to get past is the financial aspect of it, because I feel like it will. I feel like it will take 15 years just to save a down payment. But again, that could be very wrong. Both him and I would be first time home buyers, and I think there are multiple
Oh,
programs out
there's
there.
a
So
lot of good credits for first-time home buyers. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I'm very well aware that there are options out there. I just haven't looked at them, because there are other financial things that really need to be figured out first,
And
like my
the
Texas
fact that
poll tag.
Rachel's used her a couple of times, that would probably be a good really really good person for you to talk to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I have relatives too that are realtors. But I guess it would probably depend on where we're looking.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where my family of relatives realtors are, but you can probably guess, Mom.
Timbuktu.
Okay, that's
Kilimanjaro.
we can yeah, we can call it that. Um, yeah, I so Rachel said it probably feels more ominous because you don't have a path ahead. Oh, not a realtor, a lender.
Yeah, she was talking about a lender.
As in like a bank? Okay, well anyways. Well, that's okay. That's oops, I keep hitting the thing. That was just an example though.
No,
Where it's not necessarily weighing on me where I'm so worried about it. It's just more so something that's kind of at the forefront. I guess that example turned into a lot more, but and I don't
we
know.
just
I feel
all
I
want
will
you to get, we just want you to get a house.
I know. I feel more optimistic about it now than I have in the last few years, as it being a possibility. So maybe optimism is gonna help with it. And but like I said, there are other financial things that need to be worried about, um, like paying some other things so I don't get arrested. um, hashtag Texas tolls. Among other things, but that's fine. So actually, and I know we're well over our 30 minutes, but I
Are they
bought,
really?
yeah, it's 7:10.
Really?
Yeah, it's okay. um I bought a budget or Excel budget sheet off Etsy today. um and I'm not going to get into it because it's private, but I had an interesting therapy session last week about certain things that ironically had nothing to do with finances. Like the root of what we were talking about didn't have anything to do with finances. Um, but that conversation kind of got me thinking like, I'm going to give myself grace because I'm really not in any kind of position that most people in the United States are in by any means with debt. Um, I feel like I barely have any, to be honest. So I'm going to be
I
grateful
think
for
you're doing
that.
really well in that
And I
respect.
am. Um, so I'm very blessed and happy with myself, and I'll give myself grace. But I also came to the conclusion a few days ago, like maybe yesterday actually, where I was like, you know what? There is a side of me that is being responsible, and there have been things that have been out of my control, or there have been things that while they were in my control, I didn't know that until hindsight. You know what I'm talking about. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I've kind of like put myself in I really hate to use this term, but I'm just going to use it because I can't think of any other way to put it right now. I kind of put myself into a victim mentality, and that's a little more harsh than how I mean it, but we're just going to go with it. And so like, I think it was yesterday or something. I was like, you know what? Um, I need to like just write everything out. And I don't just mean my month to month budget. I mean, what debt I actually have with numbers, not, oh, I have about blah, um, so I was like, okay, so, I finished my work way early today. And if I had worked ahead, I would have had nothing to do tomorrow. There's only so much you can work ahead. So I did buy an Etsy budget sheet for like $5, and I started doing I started filling that out. And first of all, I was like, okay, this is actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Um, but now that it's like all kind of lined out, itemized out, I'm like, okay, well, focus on one thing before the other. And that it just happened today, but I already feel kind of a sense of peace with it. And more of a sense of like I'm taking back control of that aspect because I really have in the last year or so. I kind of just got into the mentality of, okay, well, it is what it is, and mistakes were made, or maybe they weren't mistakes, but choices were made, and whatever, and that happens. Um, but I need to stop just saying that and actually like do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love Etsy.
I
So
do
get a
too.
budget Excel sheet for not you, Mom,
Well, I'm
but
like, I love mine. I created my own.
oh no, I don't know how to. No, um, no. This thing is so cool. I'll send you a copy just so you can see it. Not that you have to use it.
Yeah, I would like to
Um,
see it. Give me some
yeah,
ideas.
yeah. It's a lot of the things I'm not using. Like there's a whole investment column. I'm not there yet. Will I be in 6 months? Probably, but I'm not there at this very moment.
Yeah.
So there are some things where I'm like, okay, well that's going to be all empty. Um, but yeah, I'm
And
really
there's
excited.
nothing wrong with any of that. You've got to start where you need to start for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this has been a very, very end of the month live. Um, there wasn't really any outline. So for those who watch, who have watched this far, thanks.
You know, I think if we were to have an outline, I would go into work mode. My brain would go into work mode. And I don't think this would be as much fun or off the cuff.
Well, last week was very organized.
Well, I don't think it was organized in an outline
Well,
fashion.
that's what I mean. Organized.
Okay, organized. Yeah. Tomorrow is wellness. Well, did you see my self-care Sunday post about surrounding yourself with like-minded people,
Oh,
like-minded
yes.
women? Okay.
Yes.
So I tell people all the time, if you find that you're constantly negative or you're overwhelmed or you're whatever it is that's kind of a negative thing, kind of look at your life. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Not only who, but what are you surrounding yourself with? So whenever I
I like that.
talked about Wellness Wednesdays and Self-Care Sunday and things like that, I realized, I don't think I've ever posted anything about making sure you're surrounded by like-minded people, people that you can look up to, people that aren't dragging you down because they don't want you to be better than them. They want to keep you on their level or lower so they can feel better about themselves.
Yep.
And so I touched on that yesterday, Sunday, whatever Sunday was, and I was working on the Wellness Wednesday stuff, including my blog that I decided I'm going to post tomorrow as well because it's along the same lines of kind of taking care of yourself and emotionally, mentally, things like that. So tomorrow is it's kind of a part two of Sunday.
Okay.
So I did that, and it's nice because it reminds me of all the things that I've grown up with, all the things that I tell people all the time, even when I was working, before I was even a recruiter and I was in the automotive industry, I would tell people who wanted to be promoted, who wanted to do better, it's like, well, you need to dress the part, not only physically dress the part, but you mentally need to be the part. You
Oh,
need
yeah.
to be the person you want to be. And on YouTube, which it's not posted yet, I did a conversation with, I think I was 19 or 20, and I was working at a real estate company here in Houston, And there's this woman named Linda. Oh my gosh, she was just the epitome of everything successful. Now, back in the 80s, a woman being successful was not the same as what it is now.
Yeah.
And she dressed so well. Of course, back then I dressed back then how I dress now, which was very odd for being in the early 80s. But she dressed well, she presented herself well, she was very professional, she maintained a decorum, she maintained a level, like she never really got excited or down. She just maintained this level, body and verbal composition. I loved it. And she always told me that, because I wanted to be better. I wanted to be a professional, but I didn't have a lot of experience. I was a receptionist, and she said, and of course I was a very well-dressed receptionist, so she couldn't really tell me dress the part. I was already dressing the part. But she would say, you need to come in a little early. You need to be prepared and ready to work before it's time to actually work. You need to put in the extra time. And it didn't mean to overwork yourself and work 65 hours out of a 40-hour work week, but you need to really devote your time.
Mm-hmm.
And working at the automotive company, I remember there were these girls and a few guys that did the bare minimum. And if you ask them to do something a little bit outside, it's like, well, that's not my pay grade, or that's not my job description. And or they would dress in such a way that wasn't very professional. So when it came time to going on site to like Ford or Chrysler or GM, they'd be, oh, I want to do that presentation. It's like, oh, yeah, we don't really want you doing that presentation representing us with these clients because, well, you're dressed or your hygiene or whatever, it's not a professional appearance.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was addressing that yesterday when I did the video about how you want to level up, you want to elevate yourself, elevate your attitude, your physical, your mental, everything, if you want to continue to rise above and do better in I almost said high school, and do better in high school too, but do better in your job, your professional career. And I think that also includes your life, your personal life. I think it all kind of intertwines into each other.
Yeah.
I don't know why I even started that.
I think that's a good topic for next week.
Yeah.
For us to focus on.
Which we'll forget about, and we'll focus on what's going on next week.
I'll write it down. Kind of like, we can discuss like, maybe I have a few ideas. So we'll discuss that next week. We can do that. How to elevate your attitude and look to help not only in your professional life, but your personal life, and how you can use certain things to help you, or things that might hinder you based on what you're surrounding yourself with or who you're surrounding yourself with.
So if anyone, so you guys who are watching this live or later on, leave us some comments. This will be posted on Instagram in a little bit. And leave us some comments, questions, or ideas, or maybe if you're having concerns or an issue with something at work or personal, how to elevate something, ask the question, leave your comments, let us know how we can help and how we can include this in our conversations. Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And I was drinking my tea. Are you drinking your tea?
No. No tea. I will be making melatonin tea. It's like a sleepy time. It's an elevated sleepy time tea. And by elevated, I mean price as well as the extra stuff that comes with it.
Are you drinking the Bigelow sleepy time?
Yes, but have you seen that it has Bigelow has Sleepy Time, and then they have Sleepy Time Plus
No, I didn't
with melatonin.
know that.
Yeah, and then they have Sleepy Time something else. So they have like 2 or 3 different elevated teas for Sleepy Time. And so I bought one of them, and that's the reason I didn't drink tea on this, because I wanted to stay somewhat alert.
Yeah,
So
got it.
I will have that now. Um, I was just drinking a poppy in a wine glass. Or not a poppy, an Olipop, one of those like probiotic soda things. And yes, I like to elevate my drinks and drink them in wine glasses. I don't know why.
You actually, I don't know if you remember, but I used to do that. I would
There you
drink my
go.
Coca-Cola and my water in either some kind of wine glass or some kind of special glass, just because, well,
I didn't
your
know that.
grandma, I mean, the everyday china,
Barbara,
yes.
she used to use everyday china.
Her everyday dishes was a set of china.
Oh, okay. Well, then, so it's a generational thing.
Some from Bavaria, not even
Oh,
basic China.
oh,
It was good China. No, that was her everyday dishes. So I mean, it's
okay.
something. And your great grandmother Wilma,
That doesn't surprise.
your grandpa, she was the same thing. She ate on China. So yeah,
Okay, well, there you go. It's a generational thing.
it is.
Where
It is.
I drink, whether it's alcohol or not, I drink in a wine glass. That's just what I do. But yeah, I will have my tea. I started Onyx Storm for all of
Okay.
you Bookstagram reader people out there. Started that, so I will read that and hopefully go to bed like really early.
Well,
So
I hope you sleep well. I hope
thank
everybody
you.
watching sleeps well and everyone gets their rest. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.